Graphing an inequality with a radical in it. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is find the domain of your inequality. Okay, in order to do that, you ignore the inequality and set it equal, and you convert this to like an equal sign, or you pretend it's an equal sign. And then you want to figure out all the possible x values so that you don't get an undefined answer. And an undefined answer is when you get a negative under the square root. Okay, so in this problem, as long as x is greater than 1, then it's okay. But once x becomes less than 1, like say it's 0, then 2 times 0 is 0, and then 0 minus 2 is negative 2, so that means this would be undefined here. So we can't have any values less than 1. But anything bigger, we're okay. So the domain is from 1 to positive infinity. So once we have that, we can set up a table with nice values within the domain. Right? So I picked nice values, meaning like whole numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay. Alright, so when you're finding the points like this, you also ignore the inequality and you set equal to 0. And that's how I did that. So I substitute 1 here. Okay, so I put 1 for here, so that's 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. So that's where I get that. Okay, and I just substituted and got all these points. Okay, the more points you have, the better, the smoother your curve will be. Okay, so now we take our points and we need to plot them. Okay, so recall, here's my points right here. So there's 1, 2, alright, then 2, and so on. And then I just keep going, and these are my points. Okay, since it's a root, there should look like kind of a curve there. Okay, now the next thing you do is we need to know how to connect the dots. Okay, so since this is y is greater than, okay, not y is greater than or equal to, right? Equal to is when there's a line underneath. Then I know that it needs to be dashed, okay, since there's no equal sign. If there is an equal sign, that means the line would then be fully connected. Okay, it'd be like a nice curve, but now we have to make it dashed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and connect them with my dashed lines like this. Okay, it's kind of hard to do on the computer. It's a lot easier when using pencil and paper. But there you go. And now finally, we need to know where to shade it. Okay, so we need to find a point that is clearly above or below the curve. Okay, so I picked 5, 3. So 5, 3 is right here. It is obviously under the curve. Okay, so then what we do is we substitute that point 5, 3 into the original inequality. Okay, and we do this because if that's true, then we would shade this part underneath. Okay, but if it's false, then we know that the answer is not under here, it's actually on this side. Okay, so I substituted x is 5, y is 3, right? Okay, then I simplify that. 2 times 5 is 10. There we go, 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay. Square root of 8 is approximately 2.83. So now we get 3 is greater than 4.83, right? Which is obviously wrong, right? 3 is less than. So that means that our 0.53 is not in the right location to be shaded. We need to shade this part. Okay, so there we go. I'm shading it now. Okay, and that completes our problem.